so we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. Y'all say a prayer.
Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do. My hair stands up on the back of my neck, I feel sick and dizzy now. Disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as a clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the predator bigfoots are back and hungry for more. Men and women form lines to clear the land. The brushes beat as townspeople walk from the street to the wood line, moving slow into the woods now, making no sound as a gifting tree is found. Food and children's items with sales and flowers too. Why would someone do this to our town? Putting us all in danger. The shoes of a stranger are seen. Someone has been feeding predator bigfoots near our family's home. Trees bowed and pulled down, sharpened spikes placed in the ground as the forest goes quiet. Not a bird, cricket or frog. The trees are still, the forest has a chill. Weapons now ready as all know the sign that predator bigfoots are around. Now it's a trap as he slaps on a tree. A whoop over there and a breath next to me. Now whoops everywhere behind every tree. A raven's call, but that's not all. Coyote sounds, how his broken branches are heard. The babies cry, I hear a hoot, and an owl flies by a call for help. Then the sound of a scream, like a dream will come to the reality of now. did the predators our town.
Hebrews 4:16. Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace grace to help in time of need. And we'll pray. Father, we pray for several of our trackers that have, or tracker families that have pressing needs at the moment, Lord. We pray for that. We thank you. We thank you for taking care of our trackers, taking care of us. We thank you for taking care of our viewers and our channel. We're so grateful, Father, that you even give us this opportunity to do what we do. And it's what we love doing, and you find a way to make it work for us. And we're so thankful for that. We love you, Lord. Just take care of us like you always do, and know that we trust you completely. And we're so very grateful for everything. Keep the eyes and ears of the enemy away, and open the eyes and ears of the people that need to hear what we have to say. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of your Son, Yeshua.
Amen.
I think I am going to get that. I'm going to go grab a fan real quick.
Okay. That's now?
Yes, now.
I was actually going to be doing something too, and she asked me, "You going to do that now?" And I'm going, well, I need to do this, but so welcome back, everybody. It's been a little while. We had to do some things, but we're good now. And thanks to some friends, we had some mechanical problems with our vehicle, and everything's been taken care of. I am a little red. I've been having my stickball practice, and I also practice in the afternoon. The sun's coming out, so it's going to be about that time of getting suntans, I guess you would say. But tonight we have a tracker that's coming on. Has been with us for quite a while. Hasn't went through the tracking course, but has the book and has been studying and has been with us for a long time and learned quite a bit. Not as much as what the other trackers know who went through the course, but enough to keep her family safe. And she knows what she's looking at. So she will be on in just a little bit. Let me get that one off. So before we're going to go ahead and Sue's out here because she should be here at any moment now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an invite to one of our trackers who said they may not be able to make it tonight, but God does do his thing, Creator. And Creator is I used to try to figure out how the Creator does everything, but I don't do that anymore. I just know his time, his place, whenever he's ready to get everything done. And it's a process that the Creator organizes everything. But it is amazing to see how things are put in place, things that we don't even know is going on. We think we kind of got everything lined up the way things are going to go, and then something else is being done also back here, and with this person, and with that person, with this person, and so it all, and we're surprised all the time. I was surprised today. Some of the things we see, God working. It is amazing to see how things are done, as far as
Orchestration.
orchestration. There you go. So let's see who's all here. Then we can get started whenever our tracker gets here. Let's see who's all here
And I
today.
just sent her another link.
I sent her.
Or told her, okay.
Oh, okay.
And she's just getting off of work, so
Yeah, so it may just be a
that's
few
why
minutes.
it's a little bit late tonight.
Tracker Lorna,
Tracker Lorna.
first one. And she's
Good to
saying
see you.
hello to B.
Sage Cooley is excited, so are we. How you
Sage
doing,
Cooley.
Sage Cooley?
That's the same Sage?
No, you ask me that every week.
I don't
It is not.
know.
You don't meet too many sages. That's why we get mixed up.
Now there's
It took
two.
me a while to catch on, too.
Sage is growing.
War Chief's here. Halito, Osio, and Ola. Jerry Leadhorse, Choctaw Williams. Ella LeadTrackerE Williams. Warrior Trackers, Shadow and Thunder Trackers, and friends.
Good to see you, War Chief. And he is saying hello to Sage, and Lorna is saying hello to War Chief and to Sage, and War Chief is saying hello back to Tracker Lorna, waving. Guess who's here?
There's TrackerA.
TrackerElla, Heart of Dixie. She
Glad
says,
you're here.
hey, y'all. Tracker Lorna saying hello to Heart of Dixie, and TrackerA saying back hello to Tracker Lorna, and Sage saying hello to both of them. He's like, I just say hello to both. TrackerA is saying hello to Sage also, and he's also saying good to see you, Dixie. Fern.
There's Fern. Put her
she's-
back out.
She put her
Day
back
50.
out. Oh, I know about those back problems, and
Me too. I'm so grateful. I haven't had one in a long time.
so if it's not real bad, you may be in a recliner looking at this, but if it's kind of worse than that, you're probably laying in bed with the phone on your side like this. But you're here. That's good.
You were one of them we were thinking of with the prayer, Fern.
Yeah. Put her back out.
War
Day
Chief
5.
says, Halito to Heart of Dixie. Tracker Lorna says, hi, Fern. Heart of Dixie says, hey to War Chief. Tracker Lorna says, prayers for a speedy recovery, Fern.
Mm-hmm.
Sage Cooley says, Fern, ice and heat will do wonders.
Mm-hmm.
War Chief says, Halito, Fern. Heart of Dixie says, praying you get better soon, Fern. And these people mean it. They really do pray.
Yeah, they sure do.
Sage says, sending prayers up to you. There's JR.
JR.
Says, I could hear that opening predator Bigfoot scream from the other end of the house. Made me look out the back room window. Good evening, all.
It would, too.
Good evening, JR. Tracker Lorna says, hey, JR. War Chief is saying, Halito to JR. And he says, TrackerA, I hope all is well with you and yours. Peculiar Path with LeadTrackerE. Make sure you subscribe to that one. That's
Waving everybody.
And that's tonight's verse, Hebrews 4:16.
That's a good one, too.
I should have said Hebrews. I left off the S.
Mm.
Heart of Dixie says, we're great. War Chief, thank you. Hope all is well with you and yours as well. There's Scott.
Scott, all
The
right.
new channel name. Glad you're here, Scott.
Scott Permaculture. Check that channel out.
Of course, we were just talking about you a day or two ago.
Yeah, sure were.
Talk and think about you a lot, Scott.
Yeah.
Tracker Lorna is saying hi to Scott. Heart of Dixie is saying hi to Scott. Scott says Jerry, Tracker B, and Tracker Lorna and War Chief.
All right.
And saying it's me, Marine. And War Chief says, "Halito there, Marine." And War Chief says, "I knew it was you." And he already checked your channel.
He already checked. You know how the monitors
Good job,
are.
War Chief. Scott says, "Halito, brother." And says, "My channel is dead. It's okay." War Chief says, "I saw that. Why?" And Kelly's here.
Kelly,
On break
all right.
or off work. I don't know. She says, "So great. Good evening, all, and so grateful to see you all and be here." We're grateful too.
All right.
War Chief says, "Halito to Kelly."
Kelly, yeah. Sage is saying amen. War Chief is saying amen. Kelly saying, "Good to see you, War Chief Tracker C." Heart of Dixie saying amen.
Scott says, "Auto dubbing sent my videos to every non-English speaking nations, low CTR and watch time, so they stopped promoting it. But it was a season and it's now over. Onward and upward." There you go.
There you
Keep
go.
moving forward.
Yeah.
I like that new name.
Yeah. Tracker Lorna.
Tracker Lorna says, "Hey to Kelly." And Kelly saying, "Hi to Tracker Lorna. Good to see you."
War Chief said, "Hoorah."
Kelly saying, "Hallelujah to that, Jerry."
Oh.
Night Stars is in the room.
Night Stars. All right.
With very little notice that we gave her. And she says, Kelly saying, "Good to see you, Night Stars." Tracker Lorna saying, "Hi to Night Stars." Kelly saying, "Prayers, peace, love, and light to all in Jesus' mighty name." Amen. Oh, there's Kay. She says, "Thank you, Jerry and Ella. Hello from Lonnieville." Good.
You know,
good. And that's good news. You were in that prayer too.
Ella said that you may not be here because of what happened, and when she told us, we just stopped and we stopped and we just started praying, and we talked about Lonnie and him being a child of God, and that God's going to take care of it and look over y'all, and so when we started the stream, I said, "I'm going to send her a link because God's taking care of this." So
yeah,
she'll be here. She'll be here.
He really said a beautiful prayer too about Lonnie. Kay says, "Oh, sorry." And Tracker Lorna saying, "Hi, Kay." Kay saying, "Love and hugs to all." Lamont Cherie, how are you doing? She says she's thrilled to catch this live. We're glad you're here.
All right.
This was a little spur of the moment one. Tracker Lorna is saying amen. Kelly saying break time.
Break time.
Kelly said break time. Tracker Lorna is saying hi to Lamont Cherie. Scott says, "TrackerElla, I didn't see you."
All right.
She didn't get in too often.
But she's here. We're happy when she's here.
Overbuilt Automotive is here. God bless you all. May Jesus guide you. Glad you're here.
Cal
There's
L
KL.
is here. All right.
Yeah, Cal L. Good to see you. Says hi, Lead Horse Jerry and TrackerE. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you too, man.
War Chief says Halito, Night Stars, and K. And Tracker Lorna is saying hi to Cal L, Superman, and Kay saying thank you for your prayers. Amen. And Lamont Cherie is waving and smiling.
All right.
Okay, we're all caught up.
Well,
and we do that too because we want to make sure that, for one thing, it's just nice to acknowledge we take the time to read those out. Also, because we have some in the room that have trouble seeing, or maybe they're driving, and so that's why we read out the greetings. We've
heard, a lot of them say, "Well, I'm catching y'all when I'm driving home, or when I'm going to work, or
getting home from work,
or just want to listen to us." What we're talking about.
Yeah.
Tracker Lorna saying hello to Overbuilt, and Kelly saying good to see you, Tracker K. All right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So
is Tracker B there yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But we'll give her a little time. It's no rush because she is traveling, and
she didn't even get off work until 8 o'clock, so she still had to be able to go home.
And you know how it is. Sometimes you might have to stop off and get some gas. Might have to grab something quick for dinner for somebody, or that's always a time. Or the roads that she takes. Well, it's a different road now.
Mm-hmm.
But the road that she used to take,
there was
it had things there on the left and the right going to and from.
Make sure she got something in each of the messengers.
But trackers, we also have. Well, we'll message y'all. Catch you up on everything that's been happening. We will send a message after this.
Well, can we just put the link in there and let her grab it?
Is she here?
She says now watching.
Okay, so yeah, we can put the link here. And you can grab that link there, or
That's for Tracker B.
or she sent one also on your phone. And I'm not sure if you have one in Facebook.
Oh, no. Shoot. You know what? Disregard that, War Chief. I clicked on yours instead of Bernice's.
Wow. Overbuilt Automotive, $12.99 says Tracker Lorna. Howdy. All right. Well, we are waiting on our guest who's going to inform us and bring up some information.
Just catch him up on
He
it.
said 10-4. No, I don't. This, I mean, she can explain everything better. And
No, I meant anything that we've been doing.
well, hey, there's Appalachian Mountain Man.
There he
He
is.
said, "Good afternoon, everybody."
Good afternoon.
And Kay said, "Hello, Tracker MJ." Yeah, don't matter what name you put on there, we all know who's who. It's always funny because I always say, don't trust the actors, you know, and I do some work, or actually we both do some work as background and, you know, kind of background work for film or for commercials and things like that, which we have some more coming up, but we just got through with one. It's called The Lowdown, LOWDOWN. We were doing some filming there for that TV series. That'll be out. I'm not sure when that's going to be out. I know they're filming up to July and when it comes out, but when I do find that out, we may even have a watch kind of party thing.
If we can.
If we, you know, if we can, or we'll just give it a
Tell
link.
you where it is.
Tell you what it is, and where it is, and what to watch. TrackerElla saying hi to Kay. Overbuilt Automotive says I personally have not seen a Sasquatch, but I do know they are out there and other stuff one could only dream of. Well, I hope not. Well, I hope not. Might be a nightmare. Yeah, it sure
Right.
is. To a lot of people who don't really know what she was saying. Hello to Appalachian. And that star says Predator Bigfoot and Spiritual Warriors Path. And the link that's on Amazon. So it's a very important book. If you'd like to order that book, go to Amazon, and thank you, Nine Stars, for putting that up. Overbuilt says East Tennessee Valley is where I'm at. Okay.
Oh, I bet that's beautiful.
Tennessee. It was up in Tennessee. There's some stuff up there. There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff up there, especially in the neighborhood we was at. Tracker Lorna says hello to Appalachian. Tracker Kelly is saying, MJ, hey. So I was just thinking about you, my Thunder Tracker classmate. Plural. Where she was overbuilt says, I have seen one up close and personal in 1974. Overbuilt says, pardon my grammar, I am a gearhead first. And MJ is saying, hi, Kelly. Thank you for thinking about me. Classmate. Sure
Good
is.
to see you.
It is. Good to see you, man.
Tell him to finish the story. I think she read the message, so I don't think it'll be too long.
Okay.
So, but tell him about my nose is itching. He mowed today. Tell him about the person that you met that you had a history with. That's a funny story.
I told LeadTrackerE this story a long time ago, and this guy's pretty famous as far as the Indian world. His name's no.
Can you just say
famous
first name?
enough for me to remember? I can't remember his name.
Gary.
Gary Farmer. He's a actor, and if you watch Indian movies and things like that, you've seen him. You've seen him in movies. He's a bigger guy, but like everyone knows, I was the last man at Standing Rock, last one taken, last one arrested, and all that. But we were snowed in, and we were getting snowed in at one time. So everyone had to go into this big. Oh, there's Tracker B.
There she is.
Right.
Okay. Ignore that last message then, Tracker B.
Yeah, we'll get back to that story one day. And overbuilt, don't forget, whenever Tracker B comes on and she's talking, we're just listening to her. We're not trying to find out what's going on in your area, or we don't want to take or have a conversation in the chat room when we have a guest on. And it's just to let you know, if you haven't been here that much, we do have monitors who will monitor that. And if they do see it prolonging or continuing, then they will gently escort your...
Unless it's War Chief. War Chief's not so gentle.
Yeah. But we're
just
here.
So we don't distract from the guest.
Yeah.
Who is here?
We just don't want to distract him. We're going to now. Everybody knows Tracker B. Let me see if I can do that. Does it work here like that?
I love Tracker B. Is it going to work?
Maybe we just do it like that.
I don't know. I'm never too good at getting it. Usually,
sometimes
that causes all kinds of effects on the computer, but not when we want it to. Only when we accidentally make hand signals, and then it does.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. So just watch the chat and everything. And War Chief says, now it's time to watch and listen. And Scott says, we do. And Overbell says, thanks for the warning and chatting. No chatting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back to some of the comments later.
Yep. So let's welcome Tracker B. She's got some important information. We asked her to share with everybody things that are going on, and it just seems like it's still escalating. More and more reports are coming in, and if you're not getting reports, then you're not really looking. But there's a lot of things happening out there, and a lot of things are getting hushed and quieted. But we're going to listen to Tracker B and we're going to ask her to take the floor and just kind of start in the beginning, and we'll talk about this, but we just want to listen to what the information and the photo that she sent in as well. All right, so let's welcome Tracker B. And how you doing, Tracker B?
Hey, can you hear me?
We sure can.
Yeah, if you'll just introduce yourself the way you do.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Good evening. Bernice Dubozin ship. When legs that go in that shaft, Kiani Shlon to the Genie Bashishin. Ado could a Asia run could a Fisher, Louisiana, de Nasha. In English, my name is Bernice Dubose, and the two the two, the Kia'ani and the Toriti, those are my clans, and I live in Fisher. And I'm Tracker B. Okay. So, okay, we're gonna start off with the first time. The first thing would be a couple of weeks ago. The pollen was really bad. The yellow pollen, and it had rained, so I guess it sprinkled. And I went to go start the my vehicle, and I looked down, and there were like footprints, like big footprints, and then I saw like a little baby footprint. So I'm like, who would come out here, be running around out here? But it looked like it walked to the truck, and I don't know if it looked in it or it just stopped right there. And the little baby footprint also. So it actually came from down the road from where the forest is at, a little bit ways down the road. And I took a picture of it. And so, I told my husband, I said, look at this. He said, they're around. I said, yeah, but I said, why are they coming up to the truck and look like they looked in? And said, I have no idea. So left it at that and went to work. And then yesterday, did the same thing. I went to go start the truck. Wasn't looking around. I just went to go start the truck. As I was coming back in, I spotted the footprint that I sent earlier. The footprint was right by my step. Just a few little inches away from the step on our porch, and it was a big footprint. And I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh no, here we go again." It's gonna come up on the porch again. So I went and started yelling for my spouse, and he came out and we took pictures. And I told him, I said, they're coming close again. I said, now I'm afraid that, they're going to start pushing on the door again. So right now, we have our cat that midnight was also attacked by something. There's a big old gash on the side of his head on top, and then there was another one on the back of his head. So he was not feeling too good. We were missing him the night this all happened. We were sleeping around about 3, maybe. But things always occur between 3:30, and all of a sudden, I heard the cat like scream really loud. I mean, like really loud, and like it was fighting something, and like the cat was being beaten and then thrown against the wall. So outside, that's when my husband jumped up and looked out the back window. He said, I can't see anything because there's a big old light back there. He said, I don't see anything. And then we heard it screaming again. So what does he do? He just opens the door and starts looking outside. He said, I don't hear nothing. I don't see anything. And then he grabbed his flashlight, and I said, you don't go out there. I said, you can't go out there. I mean, it's the cat. So he got off the porch and he was flashing around. He said, I don't see him. I don't see him. So he came back in, and we literally, kind of stayed up all night worried about the cat, midnight. And then just a couple of days ago, he reappeared, and there was a long gash on the back of his head, on the side of his head. And he looked sick, like he was just slow at doing things. And we opened the door, and he slowly came in. And then my husband started treating his wounds and stuff like that. And he's been staying in here. So lately, he comes back in early before he gets dark. He scratches the door, so we open the door for him. He comes back in. And our poodle don't go outside at night. He does not go run out there until, my husband goes out there with him. He'll go out there and he does what he needs to do, and then he comes running back in. And it seems like they know now. And midnight just barely reappeared. We've been hearing screams at night and dogs barking all around us again. So, they've been coming around. It looks like I had a guy who lives right maybe a block away from me. He said that the neighbors hired him to shoot um, armadillos and um, I forgot what else. I guess they go and come around at night and they, get into people's trash. So they hired him to get rid of them. And one night he said that around about 3 or so, he was walking on the street. He said, "Everybody be sleeping and I'll be roaming around out in the street, killing these things that get into people's trash." So I was looking at him and, I was thinking, oh my gosh, should I just ask him? I mean, people already laugh about us and laugh at us anyway, if we questioned them about the Bigfoots, in this area. So I thought, you know what, let me just ask him if he did hear or see something. I'm going to go ahead and just warn him. And so I asked him, I said, when you go running around on the street at night, I said, what time do you usually like go out there and shoot these things? He said he said he sits on his porch, but he said the last time at close to 3 o'clock, I was going towards your way down the road, that curve. He said I was going to make it up your way and then go around a block. As I reached the curve, he said I was walking right there, and he said he heard little twigs breaking. So he said he stopped and he was listening, so he figured it was one of the little creatures. So he said he was standing there and he said all of a sudden he heard a whistle. He said, I never heard a whistle before. And it came from the tree line, he said. So he got his little flashlight. He said, I had a small flashlight, and he said, I was trying to flash in there into the tree line. And he said, all of a sudden I saw something big. It looked like it was laying in the tree line. He said, the bottom with red eyes. He said it was growling and grunting at him. That's when he said he froze. And he said, I heard it whistle again. And then further, maybe across the road on the other side, he said he heard a faint whistle over there. And once it growled again, he said that he didn't care. He just got his little pellet gun and he started running back to his house. He said, I never heard, as he said, as far as I lived here, Miss Bernice, I never heard that kind of whistle before. And now, 3 o'clock in the morning, he said, I don't go out there and shoot things anymore. He said, after seeing that scared me, he said. So he believes, he said, I'm not going to laugh at you. He said, but I did hear it. He said, I don't tell nobody because people are going to think I'm crazy, he said. I said that.
About that because I know you couldn't shoot in your neighborhood, so he was just using a pellet gun.
Oh yes, he said he was using a pellet gun. You can't this area over here, there's no hunting. There's no hunting of any sort. And I talked to there's a little police area over here. There's a building. I talked to the lady, I guess she's the clerk. He said that there's no shooting, there's no killing of animals, back there, like deer and stuff.
Right.
So there's no shooting.
And it's because the houses are so close together. I mean, it's a very populated neighborhood, right?
Yes, and the forest, I guess it's protected. It's kind of like a reserve, back there. Mm-hmm. And I said, no wonder, I was telling my husband, I said, that's probably why they're so infested back there because, there's no hunting. And there was a tent back there, like somebody had set up a tent, and the kids went back there. The kids went back there one day, and they said, Mom, there's a tent back there. it looked like they just up and left and ran away from that tent because there's a case of bottled water in there. There's some clothes in there, and the tent is still up, but it's torn. Everything is there. There's a ice chest there, and the ice chest is tipped over, and there's food scattered all over in there. Whoever left it or just left it like that, everything is still back there. It looked like they just ran off, he said, my son.
I hope they ran off.
Yeah. And that's when I told the clerk, I said, you guys need to go check on whoever was back there because the tent and everything is still over there, my kid said, and it looks like they ran off. And she said, that's when she says, like, there's no hunting back there. I wouldn't know why, someone would be back there. I said, well, somebody needs to go check on the person that, might still be back there.
Could be a homeless person.
It's way back. It's way back in the forest.
Yeah.
Maybe
And when you say
maybe it could be.
You're not talking about small children. These are grown kids.
Yeah.
Children.
They're older. They're like in 29, 30,
Yeah.
and they went back there and for a walk, and that's what they seen, and they just left it. The officers just left it. They just didn't bother it. So it's probably still back there. My kids don't go out there anymore. They don't
No.
go in the forest.
Well, for people that don't know, that are new in the room, they don't know that some of your children have been attacked.
Yes, my son has. He was walking on the back road on Liddy Road, and walking home, and something, something hit him in the head with a log on the side of his head, and I guess a passerby, a truck driver of some sort, went, I guess, and saw a bracelet. It was a cross but that bracelet that my daughter had given my son, it glittered, it glittered in the sunlight, and the diesel, the driver, went by so slow, and to where he parked and looked, and here my son was laying on the side of the road,
And he
bleeding from his head. And they didn't know who he was, and we tried. The kid, I was at work, and his brothers and sisters were trying to look for him, and didn't know that he was laying back there. The police officers contacted my daughter-in-law and told her that there's your spouse is over here in the emergency room. He's been laying here since the afternoon, and this was around about close to midnight when they barely contacted us and said that they found him laying on the side of the road.
And that's why he doesn't go out there anymore, too, right? It's affected every one of y'all's lives in the way that you move about your day, because the dangers are out there. You can never let your guard down, right?
It when before that happened, my son Chad, he had a job, and he didn't want to walk back on Liddy Road, so he called Josh, and Josh met him halfway on the back roads, and I guess they were walking back, and Chad was too busy talking to his girlfriend on the phone. He kind of moved up a little bit, and Josh was trying to follow his brother carrying a water bottle. As he stopped to drink out of the water bottle, he said he kind of heard something on his left side and little tree limbs breaking. So he looked, but he didn't see anything. So he started walking, and Chad was already, further up. And he's over here drinking his water, trying to hurry. And then as he drank out of the bottle again, he said he kind of seen something move on the left side of him. And he kind of looked that way, and he said, I saw something standing there. So he just kept walking. He started walking again. And then right when he drank his water bottle again, the third time, he looked to his left, and he said, "Well, I kid you not." And he said, it was standing right there, really close to me, close enough to where I saw his eyes, like completely saw his eyes, his eyeball, the white is yellow, he said. And it was looking at me, and the hair coming down his chin, he said it was just hanging down. It had dirt, leaves, weeds all over that fur, he said. He said, it's big, Mom. It was big, and it was just staring at me. And I was trying to talk, and he said that he was trying to run. He just stood there. Finally, he got the words out, Dad! And he said when his brother turned, that's when his legs started moving. He said he started running, and he told him, run, run, run. And my son, Chad, just started running. What is it? And they were just running. And finally, Chad stopped, and he told Chad, okay, there was something standing over here beside me. And we were walking. And when they looked back, it was gone.
And
so
Josh is
okay.
no slouch. I mean, these are big guys. They're not, they're not tiny little guys, and they're not cowardly. These are tough men, really.
Yes. Yes. My son looks like a football player.
Mm-hmm.
He's not skinny, he's not medium size. He's big. And then Chad, a medium size, not skinny. And after I came back from work, and they told me, of course, as a mom, I'm gonna get after them. I told you guys not to go on that road. I told you guys there's Bigfoots back there. You guys filmed it. You guys seen it. It's on video. There's more than one. They stay up in trees. You guys need to stop. And right after that, after Josh got hit, he don't even go outside anymore. He doesn't go outside.
To watch you go to your car and back, and things like that. But that was so traumatizing what happened to him.
He just he's not when it gets dark, he doesn't go out there like to get, let's say, a phone cord or anything he left in his car. He don't go out there. And he's just I guess, I mean, if I saw something like that, I would be afraid to go outside too.
Absolutely.
After it, yeah. And he thought it was, when it chased him the very first time we moved down here, it chased him. And he said, the one he saw with the yellow eyes, he said that it was brown, dark brown and black. But the one that chased him was a weird orange, brownish color. The very first time he seen it when we moved down here. And he said it went straight into that light around the edge, at the edge of that street light. He said it was standing there. The arms were as long down to the knees, and it was swaying back and forth, grunting at him and growling. And he said that thing chased me. That's my son, Josh.
Okay, good. You can see that. We have a very pretty picture of you from one of your profile pics. Do you want us to put it up?
Sure.
Okay. We just wanted to ask permission first before we put that up. That's the lovely Tracker B.
Tracker B.
Looks like her own.
That's my meat.
See that Josh is not a tiny boy.
No. That's the night when you guys had come, and we went tracking, and we saw the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when, they weren't scared him and Cam, and they tried to, get closer to the darkness.
Right.
And that
It's
was
now
close to the
not necessarily fear, it's wisdom not to go into
yeah.
situations. Uh,
Yeah, it's it's really, I've been trying to observe what they do, where would they go, what time they would come. Now that they're getting too close, I was getting them in the truck one day, and my husband was getting on the passenger side. We were ready to leave, and I saw one standing behind the flowers, right down the road. So I
uh-huh.
started taking pictures of it, and we reversed it and we went out the other way. This was around about let me see, 12:30, because I had to be at work at 2. So they're nosy, they stand from the tree line and start looking around, and even in the daytime.
Yeah.
That's when I took that picture.
Hey, didn't something happen with your air conditioner again recently?
Yes, my husband and I we were ready to go to bed, and was it? Oh, it was, huh? We're ready to go to bed.
Huh?
Remember when the air conditioner took and the cord went out?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're laying here, and then all of a sudden I heard the air conditioner shake, like, like somebody shaking it. And
Uh-huh.
then we heard the cord zoom, 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 like somebody was pulling on the cord out. So that's when he got up and he started looking out the window, and he said, "I don't see anything, but I did hear it," he said. And this is not the first time. The last time it broke open the side of the air conditioner, the plastic on the side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it tore that out. And I remember us running down the hallway, and we told Josh or something, something tore open the side of the air conditioner.
And wasn't it was Collins that one tried to lure her out by
Yes, it was it was Collins. I guess she went outside. She was sitting on the swing or something, and then she came back in, and then she came in. She said, "Mom," I said, "What?" And she was like, "Dad home?" I said, "No. Did you see the truck out? I mean, the blue car out there?" And then she said, "No." I said, "Your dad's not home." "Well, Mom, something was calling my name, Collins. It sounded like my dad." I said, "No, your dad's not home yet." "Well, what called me?" I said, "Stay inside. Stay inside." And she went around the house to see if her dad was on the other side of the house. She said it was dark. She didn't see nobody. She got scared and she ran back in and asked me,
Yeah.
"My dad home?" I said, "No, he's not." "Well,
For those
somebody called me," she said.
for those that don't have the Predator Bigfoot and the Spiritual Warrior's Path, when you get it, or for those that do and need a refresher, page 102 is where we talk about mimicking, vocalizations, and gestures. And then also, she was talking about it coming up on the left of Josh. Um, on page 76 of the book, we talk about West Side killers and how they're most likely to approach from the left hand side to attack because we don't have as good a peripheral vision on the left. We can see a little further back on the right, and we need to train our eyes to look further back.
It's also called our death side.
Mhm.
So they like to try to merge with our death side as well.
Uh, Tracker B, would you, or is that everything new as far as right around your property and your home?
Yes, that's the latest that had happened here in the
Okay,
Fisher area.
okay. Now will you talk about the
Well,
the
let me.
people? Go ahead.
I was just gonna. I just want to put this up. This is a Bigfoot that we seen on the side of the highway was just sitting there. We had to go to a side view to get a picture of it, and it's sitting with his kind of, what we would say knees, and his hands on the knees is kind of like it's pointing out there. And the night that we was out here, at your place, we caught another one, and that was that blue, because this is all with night vision. But this one was sitting by a tree also, and that's right where, to the left of where Josh was.
Yes.
But I mean, there was some there. We got the eye shine, um,
There was
all
sun
over
everywhere
all
in that
over that
neighborhood.
place.
And the tree that had so many in it, that clump, that was right there where you said that, and people can find this in older interviews that we've had with you. That was where um, the children would come out and play at night, used to, and do their skateboards and stuff like that right there. And it's not a very busy road, and so they would play right there. And I think, if I remember correctly, there was a trampoline there also, and a lot of kids in that area, and then an abandoned house across the street from it. But that was the area. That was a really active area.
As well as, I remember you was talking about that cat that got hurt. Before that, it was hissing, right? At something in the dark, or
Yes. He's really our cat, Midnight. He's really protective of us. And one night we came back home, and Dwayne was still getting food and stuff out of the car, and I got out and I closed the door, and I was going to go help him, and I looked, and I saw Midnight, standing there, coming up the road, standing there, and looking towards the back of the house behind the gray car, and I kept saying, "Midnight, Midnight." He would look at me, and he would just look at me, and then keep an eye on the back of the house, towards the house, the back of the house, and I told Wayne, I said, I don't know what he's looking at. I said, better hurry and get the stuff. So he got the stuff. As we were going back in, I heard him like hiss, like really loud. Like it was weird. And I told him, I said, Midnight. I said, you need to stop that. And it kept hissing. And then as I opened the gate, he ran right by me, and he was making all that noise. He jumped on the porch, and he stood there looking towards the back of the house. Me, like, just going all crazy, and I got scared, and I hurried up and opened the door. We came back in, and then he came running in after us. And we heard something in the back, like a growl. I said, that's it. It's probably back there in our neighbor's house, because the back of the house, the neighbor has all that stuff in the back of his house, old things, old cars,
Blinds.
washing machines, and like, just everything is back there.
Hmm.
So,
And then you got the one neighbor who's got goats that were attacked and then went
oh
missing.
yes, I would just, because I was gonna go and ask him, why do you have your goats tied up? Right there, like on the road, right beside the road, and it has a long rope on it, and he has his goats tied up back there, two of them. And then we went by there. It was attacked. I guess it was gone. And then the next time we went by there, one of the goats' legs was broken, like that it was backwards. I was like, what in the world is going on here? So now they have another goat, and I think they take it in, or they put in the pin or something at night, because usually when we drive by there, we don't see it. But
mm.
they've been attacked.
Yeah.
We
Also,
had Oh, go
uh,
ahead.
did you say that the neighbors got another dog from the Monkey Man?
Yes, our neighbor, the little girls, they were looking. I went outside. I don't remember who I went out there with. I think it
Neither
was
neighbor.
Just across the street, really.
Yeah, it's right across the street on my right side. When you go out on the right side, it's just the right there. And the light that they usually have on, it was off, just their porch light was on. And then I saw a bunch of flashlights going again, and they were calling out the dog's name. And then I'm standing here watching, looking at them, and they were saying, "My doggy's gone. My dog is gone." I was like, "Oh no, here we go again." So they're missing their little puppy again. I
This
don't ever think they got it back because I haven't seen it yet.
this is the second one.
This is the second one, the little girl's puppy.
Man.
And then for those that haven't heard the story of Southern, we won't go into that tonight, but that's also in past interviews, and that's absolutely tragic story of someone else that was attacked in that neighborhood. So now, is that all your questions?
Oh, I was also going to ask about the thunders. How's that going?
The thunders are pretty bad. I guess when the tornadoes hit up there in Oklahoma, we had some bad weather down here also. Wind, lightning, hail, and it's supposed to be like that again tonight, but I don't see, or when it's going to rain. I don't smell any of the rain or anything like that. So I guess it just passed on through, but it's been pretty bad. Pretty
Um,
bad.
have you used the deterrence to check to see if it's really thunder or the car alarms? And
Our blue car had the alarms and stuff like that. Bubba's vehicle does have the alarm, and yeah, yes, I do take I take her little car alarm from her, and I do that, and she was like, "Mom, what are you doing?" I said, "Don't worry about me. I'll go. We're protected." And then the thunder and stuff don't come near where we live.
good
And you can find that under in our book too, under weather,
thunder and lightning.
under thunder and lightning.
And maybe even in deterrence is another page.
Yeah, I think we have that in there. Oh, thunder and lightning, page 64 is where that starts.
And sorry.
Go ahead.
And the cat that went missing. I just wanted to remind people that it's not always the 15-foot Bigfoot or the 7-foot Bigfoot. There's small creatures that are offspring that it's like the movie Twins. One may be big, one may be small. They come in all different sizes and shapes. So those little dark patches by the trees and they can blend in so good, darker than dark underneath the house and things like that. So I just want to remind people that we're not always looking for the 12-foot Bigfoot or the 20-foot Bigfoot. We're also looking for these smaller ones. And how?
And they're not fully grown ones.
Yeah.
They're learning how to sneak up. They're learning how to hunt. They're learning everything that the big ones do.
And did you get a measurement on these prints that's on the screen?
Oh
Or-
no, I didn't. I was headed to work. I was running late, so I haven't yet. They're still outside. I can go ahead and do that. I wanted to get a clay, to get a little to pour some stuff in there to get the footprint.
Oh,
Um,
last
the
year.
plaster. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that tomorrow. Since I'm off tomorrow, I'm gonna be going around the house and see if I could find more prints. I just haven't. This is the only one I seen with the one that was by the car.
I'm trying to make it out. I mean, I know we can see two for sure, but also there may be one at the top but it looks like this it was one way and then it just kind of shifted, like it just kind of moved. It looks like the same print, same foot, but it just kind of moved a little bit. So where would, like that top one, where would that be? Where was it pointed at? Was it
It's pointing towards the step, like
Oh,
right towards the step, like it was. I don't even know if it got on the porch
okay.
because
Yeah.
it was right, maybe about an inch away from the porch. See where that grass is right there?
Yeah.
Right above it is the porch, like the step, the cement step,
Mhm.
and then there's grass growing in front of it.
Is that door that has, is that in the front or the back?
The back over here on the side where my room door is.
Okay.
Oh,
It's right there by my room door.
that's the
It's
dark side of the house, right?
it's the door that had fingerprints on it too. Remember, I had taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on my side of the door.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're too comfortable there.
Well,
They are.
we're glad to know, and we're very glad to know that you're looking for a place, and hopefully that pans out real soon. A different
Oh,
place
I hope so
out of,
too.
Hmm.
so the praying people can pray for you to find a good home too, that will
Yes.
suit your needs and affordable and safer than this place.
This place is I mean the neighbors know. I know the neighbors know because I mean we can, just I know they see the footprints. I'm pretty sure, because they have animals, they have chickens, they have rabbits, and stuff like that. When we first moved, they had like a whole bunch of ducks. They used to just roam around on the street, just roaming around everywhere with chickens, a whole bunch of chickens just on the street. I don't know if it belonged to somebody, but now none.
Hmm.
There's no chickens, there's no ducks. We always used to see like a turtle here and there also. There's no turtles too.
Goats have gone missing, dogs, cats.
Mm-hmm. All the ducks, all the even you would see, like squirrels running along on top of the line, the electricity line.
Uh-huh.
Don't see them anymore. None of that. It's been coming. They've been coming closer because the guy that lives right here, right up the road, his whole backyard is like all like forest, and it looks like they've been making X's, behind in the back of his yard. Because when
Uh-huh.
you're driving by, you could see the X marks with the trees. They're like paved. You know how they tear
Yeah.
off the trees. And what we found out was that they tear off those trees, like the husk part of it, they tear it off. And my brother had gone 100 yards back there into the woods when he first came because he didn't believe my son. They went back there and he said, there's like a nest back there, like a big nest, like a bird nest, but big.
They
And
shred.
those the tree stuff that they pull off,
Yeah.
they're laid out nice and flat.
Yeah.
And there's trash. It looked like there's like food, canned food stuff. They're all in that nest. And he said it smells like blood, it smells like crap. He said it's really bad. Like there's a trail that goes to that nest, he said.
I hope
And
he's
once he
not a,
I told him, did you take a picture of it? He said, no. He said, we were going to. And then we heard something rushing towards the nest, like from the forest, like
yeah.
down trees, like it was running fast. He said that my son, Josh, said that, oh, you should have seen Uncle run. He was running, just throwing down the trees and just ran just out of that forest. He said, I was trying to run after him. He beat me. And I'm like, he said, he said, there's a nest back there. He said, sis, you want to go? No. I said, what makes you think I'm going to go back there?
Telling y'all stay out of there.
Yeah,
No.
I told you guys need to stay out of there. This is going to drag you into that nest, I said.
Well, I mean,
So,
what more needs to happen?
exactly. Now my brother went back, so he's telling everybody over there, like my sister lives in this area and there's it's Bigfoot infested, and there's some in where my parents live also. They live right next to that just the Trisky Mountains, just a little ways from there. And one night Josh was sleeping and he said that the window was open, just the screen was up, and he saw the hand with long nails and hair coming out of the fingers and the arms, and it came in with him, the arm. He said that, right? He said, I don't know what, but something told me, open your eyes, even though I was sleeping. I felt weird and I opened my eyes and that hand was coming down. He said he screamed so loud he rolled off the couch and he woke up everybody in the living room, and his father was screaming, saying, what is it? What's going on? What's going on? Chad jumped up and said, something's arm came in through there. And when they went to go look out the window, he said that thing was gone. It was quiet. It didn't go boom, boom, boom. He said it just gone. I'm not lying to you. He said, oh, I believe you. I said, because I went back over there 2 days later and my screen had claw marks on it. I said it was torn.
Yeah. And
So
that's something that we put in the book, that a lot of them have claws in, but you just don't really hear that very much.
yes, I seen it. I seen it when I was 24. Same area. Same area. I was sleeping. I looked towards the wall. The street light, the light was coming in through the window, and I was somehow something woke me up. Like, you're gonna hear something. Something's gonna happen, and I just woke up out of my sleep, and I looked towards the wall, and same thing. It had real skinny arm. Hair was. I could see the hairs coming out from the arm. The fingers, all the fingers had long hairs hanging down, and the nails were long. And I
Yeah.
saw it
Yeah.
touch the glass, and the other side of the hand was coming up like it was gonna peek in. That's when I woke up my ex-husband, and I nudged at him like that, and he looked. He said, I said, look it towards the wall, and he went. I said, shh. So I told him, I said, what are we gonna do? He said, so I just used my foot and I kicked the wall real loud. And that thing went down and it took off. That time I heard it boom, 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 and all the dogs started chasing it. So that Bigfoot's been around over there too. I mean, my dad's seen it. My parents see it.
Well, we know
We
there's
just
more than one.
Yeah, we know there's a lot, especially back here. There's little ones, big ones, and all of them. We notice that when we take pictures, they don't all look the same. They're all different,
Yeah, we talk about
all
that
different.
too. People just,
Yes,
they're expecting them all to look like Harry and the Hendersons or Chewbacca, and it's just simply not true.
no, they all look different. We have the pictures of them all looking different. I showed one to my old boss, and he said, "Oh, that's a hairy homeless man." I said, a hairy homeless man? I've never seen one of those. I said, that's not a hairy homeless man. I said, that's a monkey in those woods right there.
Mhm.
So he just said it was a homeless man.
Are your questions done? You got more? Jerry has some more questions,
Um,
and then
Okay.
I remember also we was talking about um, your. I'm not sure if it was which daughter or granddaughter, but she had a friend that she would drive to her house, which was a trailer house.
Yes.
How was those people? Do you know, or
that one you
Um,
am I
he
the one
said that
too-
They live right next to that chicken. Was it a chicken? Her dad runs that Pilgrim's chicken. They raise chicken and stuff.
Yeah.
So she said she hears things back there in those woods. They live like way back in the forest too. We did go up there. You remember that time we went up? We went back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and her and Kristen one night at night, which I already told them not to go at night. They went back there on that back road with a 4-wheeler. And Kristen said they were going really fast and you could hear, branches breaking along beside them, and they both started screaming. And somehow they made it back to that trailer and they ran back in. And all you could hear is heavy breathing. And they locked the door. And I said, I already told you guys not to be going out there. I said, it's dangerous. Oh, in the forest, and you guys on a 4-wheeler, that's even worse. I said, what if, you guys hit something and you both flew off?
Yeah.
So that's Hillary at Hillary's house.
Are
Well,
they?
Up in,
TrackerElla had a neighbor that got knocked off a 4-wheeler, so it didn't keep you safe just because you're on a 4-wheeler.
Exactly. And it's dangerous, getting on one of those. We had a friend, she has a friend, too, that lives back there, close to Robeline. And she told me her dad, well, Kristen's friend, they all talk. And I was talking to the girl, and she said, yeah, my dad's a truck driver. He comes back every once in a while. And one night, it's his diesel, he was driving it back. They live way back in the forest, too. Just their house is there. It's a double wide with the space that's cleared just in their area, just a little area where the trailer is. And she said that her dad was going down on the dirt road with his diesel, and he told his family, this thing came out running beside me. It was on the side of the truck, and it ran right in front of me, and it ran. Then it went down on all fours. And it was running on all fours like a monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Once it towards the tree line, going into the forest, he told his kids it stood back up and it walked into the forest. So he said, I don't know what it was, but it went on all fours, and then it ran, and then before it went into the forest, it stood back up. I said, that's Bigfoot. I said, they can run on all fours too. And they're fast.
Yeah.
So her father told her, don't be driving around at night. Get home before it gets dark. The same thing happened to her brother. He was laying on the couch, I guess. And when they first got their trailer, she said, and there was no electric, there was no water. They were fixing to get it hooked up, and it was so hot. You know how the weather is here in Louisiana, muggy.
Yeah.
So they left the window. He left the window open. He was laying on the couch, and he said the mobile home is high off the ground, but still, a hand came in with him, and he was screaming, and it was dark. And he said he was knocking down things as he was running down the hallway. He started crawling to where his mom was at. So all night, he said that they were like looking at that window because they were scared to close it.
Oh, I bet.
Mm-hmm. And they had no electric and no water. She said that we were stuck in that house after that. They started spending money on a motel until everything got hooked up, and their dad came home, and they told him what was going on. So
Did he
they
believe-
had to. He believed them because he saw that thing run across in front of him,
Yeah.
and they bought. She said they bought some guns, and that's what they had all that time.
Do you have
And
any idea how many people have gone missing there in
Just
that
since,
area?
yeah, since the time that you've been there.
Oh my gosh, I know one guy got pulled into the water and he was missing. And a little boy went missing also who was disabled. And 1, 2, 3. I think 3 or 4 people, because the guy was fishing also. He was on a boat. He went missing, and they found the boat, but he was still missing. And then days later, they found him way deep in the forest. And the boy that went swimming, all of a sudden he went under, and they didn't find him for a couple of days. And when they did find him, he was like literally white with, I guess, because I asked the sister, and the the blood, there was no blood in his system.
We talk about that in the book. Yeah.
Yes.
And under page 68, water spirits, for those that want to look in the Predator Bigfoot book, we talk about that.
And even when my daughter's friend Southern, when he went missing, his legs was all scratched up, like from the knee down, deep
And a
gashes.
weird color.
A weird color. It was weird grayish green, like
Yeah.
slime.
Yeah.
And he was pouring alcohol and stuff on it, and I mean, it was bad. And there's like pokey marks like all over his body, and it was horrible. It was bad,
Truly.
very bad. And last time I heard, he was still not doing too well mentally.
Yeah. And then there was the woman from the Walmart that disappeared, and they found her, but it took 3 hours, I think you said, finally, to dig her out. She'd been pulled so far up into the thorns and the brush, into the thicket.
I don't think she pulled. I think she crawled.
She
into that
crawled
thorn.
up in there.
Yeah, the police here, they like to hide things and stuff like that, but I guess one of the ladies was related to one of the officers, and they were told that the lady it looked like she was running from something, and they found her. I don't they found her wallet at a tractor sales place, and they found her driver's license and something else in the forest. So literally something was chasing her, and they said it was like thorns, thorns that could, grab your shirt or whatever, and you would get stuck in thorns like that. But somehow she went and crawled in there where all those thorns were at, and just went and crawled way deep in there. And it took a long time for them to cut all that stuff up and take her out from there.
It took
And
them a long time to even find her, didn't it?
yeah, it took them a long time to find her, and she had same like Southern. She had scratches down her legs,
Mm-hmm.
and her mouth was open, and like she was screaming or something. And they said they found her like that.
And then they try to say that the people are on drugs, but her family's saying absolutely she was not, and that was a lie and a cover story. And
Mm-hmm. And that's what they were telling us, because they wanted footage from Walmart, and how people talk, and they were saying that this woman's on drugs, and this is what happened. But according to one of the workers, their family was told by one of the officers that it looked like somebody was chasing her, and why would you go into thorns, like crawl in there, they're cutting you and everything. And there was long scratches on her legs all the way down.
And the way this Walmart's set up, it's like a kind of a swampy area behind it, and a big thicket. And she had gone in, purchased something, came out to her car, and I think her car door was even open. But for some reason, I think her bag of stuff was in the car, but something caused her to go over there close to that wood line, and then that's when she disappeared. So she made.
Mhm.
And it sounded like a baby crying or somebody screaming help or something like that. And this is the same Walmart where and you thankfully were made sure that they weren't sending the clerks or the workers out to that dumpster at night, the produce dumpster, by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They had been doing that, and you said no, they need to go out there by twos to be able
Yes,
to throw the
they
stuff,
wanted.
because on the back side they could hear the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy even saw its feet.
Oh
And
God, yes. Thomas even saw the hairy legs, and he just ran right by me and left me there standing with an L cart with buckets and stuff. And he's like, "It's right there!" And he ran right by me. And by the time I turned around, he was already halfway up by the building. Run, run! I said, "Thomas, you're not supposed to run from an animal. Run!" And he was already around the building, and I'm over here trying to take the buckets back, because I already know, you don't run from an animal.
right,
But I
right.
was power
No,
walking for
didn't see
sure. I was going fast.
you but us, Tracker B.
But I kept looking back and I couldn't see anything, but oh my God. And he saw it. He didn't believe me at first. He was too busy on the phone.
Right,
And he saw it and he just
bailed.
like nothing. He ran. He ran away from me. And I'm like, oh my God, wait for me.
Yeah.
And I
But
told him, I'm not going out there with you. Hmm?
Then one threw a sugar-free muffin.
I was that's the next day. Um I said, you know what? I'm not coming out here at night. Nope. I'm gonna come out here in the daytime. It was around about 4 and 5, when the sun was going down. That's when
Uh,
I hurry up and race. If the sun was still up a little ways, but not so much dark. It was like an orange color, there's still sunlight. I hurry up and took the stuff over there, dumped it, and then I looked up and then something flew beside my head, like real close. I felt the breeze. And I'm like, what is that? I turned around and I saw like or something brown rolling, behind me. So I hurry up and threw the stuff in there. I went back and I went up there to see what that was. And here it was a muffin. It was a big bite in it. It's not a small muffin. It's those big, huge muffins.
yeah.
And it was a big bite in it. I'm like, did it just try and hit me with a muffin? So I was being nosy. I was trying to stand from there looking around. And I hurry up and just went back in. I left that muffin there. I didn't care to pick it up. I just left it and I went back inside.
A lot of those sugar-free things have chemicals in them, and it could smell those chemicals. I don't know,
I
but
think it goes back there, for the organics, the fruits and stuff that, they throw in that big old trash, the dumpster. Because some before that they used to leave it open, like wide open.
yeah.
After things started to happen, they started to lock it.
And then just we talk about all the time how vulnerable the homeless people are because they're digging in those same dumpsters that these things are. And wherever there's dumpsters, in any woods nearby, any kind of ravine, drainage ditch, sewer system that's large enough to hide them, these things are going to be around. Restaurants, hotels, apartments, day
Mm-hmm.
parks, you know.
Yes, that is true. And when this happened, a new lady was hired, and I was talking to her. She said, "You know what, Bernice? My husband said back when he was younger, this Walmart was nothing but trees all the way around, and not just that girl disappeared. There was several people that went back here. There's a fishing hole back here." And teenagers and kids would go back there and they would try and go fishing, but it's not just that girl that went missing and died. Her husband said there's a lot of people that went back there, teenagers and kids that went back there and went missing. Some of them were never found. And I'm like, what? Really? She said, yeah, that's what my husband said. And she was naming names and this one and then this one, but I didn't know who they were, you know?
They're,
And I still
they're
talk to her
vulnerable.
about it.
Yeah.
So her husband said, my husband's from around here. He knows about this area. I was like, oh, boy, that's crazy. But I guess she's not the only one that went missing back there.
Yeah.
After that, I was sitting outside in the break in that little area outside, and I, you have that feeling that something's watching or somebody's watching you. So I
Uh-huh.
started scanning the tree line, and I seen something. So I started taking pictures, and I took a really good clear picture of that one. That my boss said looked like a homeless hairy man,
Uh-huh.
and that's the picture I took back there. It's looks like a monkey, like the mouth and the face is sticking out, and
Yeah.
it's all hairy. The face,
I don't
you
know.
can see the nostrils.
I don't know if we had that one, but we got another one that we were going to ask you if you can remember where that one. We don't remember where that one was. Do you?
That one was from oh my god, I forgot his name. He sent me that one, and apparently they go to his house,
Is that
and
Steve?
yes, he said he leaves food for them.
Yeah.
He leaves food for them, and that's what
Yeah.
he wanted was food from him.
And then gets scared.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Uh-huh.
that's where we tracked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we see so
And
many. Sometimes it's hard to remember where they
they come from.
were. Yeah,
And
our own pictures were like, wow, where was that one? Okay. Okay. Now, if you don't mind, catch us up on, or actually start at the beginning because some people might not have heard it, but with the coworker that told you about the little girl and the dog, that situation, and then catch us up to where.
And also how far do they live from you or from your work? I mean, is it all in the same area, kind of?
you guys, have you been to Zawali? It's
Uh,
probably about 15 minutes from Walmart, the Manny Walmart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's in the same vicinity. Probably 30 from here, it's probably like 30 minutes from here to Wally. So all forests. She lives in Zawali, and she said she lives, way back there, back in the forest, and she has to travel on dirt road to get to her house. While her cousins live back there somewhere, also way way back there. And the little girl was, I guess, they told her to go to bed, so she was going to sleep or so, and she started screaming. She ran to the living room where her parents were, and she told her parents that her dad that there's something looking in with her from the window, and it's tall, and she was screaming, so it was hairy. So the father went out there, no gun, nothing. He just went out the front. He thought that she was just seeing things or imagining it. He went outside, went around the house, and couldn't see nothing. So, but when he turned to go back in, his dog was laying there dead with its neck broke. And that's when he started to scan the forest, I guess. And he saw two red eyes that were like really high, up high, and got scared and hurriedly and ran back into his house and got his gun and just started shooting up, out there. And don't know if it left or anything like that, but um the, the little girl, I guess it was looking in with her and through the window.
And then if I remember correctly, you said that at the point when he was shooting, he also saw a silhouette at that time.
Yes, and it was tall. He said it was tall. And she told me she was going to get me more information. I did ask her if she wanted, if we could, have an interview with her. And then she was kind of shy about it. She was like, no, I don't want people saying that I'm crazy. I don't want I don't want them to know my name on here. They're going to call me crazy. They're going to say this and that about me. And I don't want to be famous, she said.
Right.
I'm not going to be famous. I don't want to be famous because, and I don't want people, saying stuff about me.
Right. And well,
And I
she
said,
now that we don't have to show a face and
mm-hmm,
Or
and
name.
or a name, not necessary at all, and don't have to give any identifying information, but to share this. And she's got a few other stories too, and it's
mm-hmm,
not about getting famous so much as it is about uh,
Giving the information.
making other people be more aware of what's out there, because this thing's stalking her cousin's little girl. And
exactly. And that's what I told them. I said, they love little kids.
yeah, well, not love in a love kind of
Not my
thing.
love and the love. Yeah.
They, they
Like the
yeah,
blood,
they're
taste of
predators
blood.
of
Yes.
children, and
And
and it would be a way to help people, because she's not the only little girl that they're watching. You know,
yes.
Yeah, it's going house
And,
to house.
didn't you say there's another dog
mhm.
then also that's been killed?
Yes, I have a friend that I work with also. I was just talking to her about, the Bigfoots and stuff like that. And she she was she didn't mock me. She wasn't laughing about me, nothing like that. She really understood, like what I was telling her, and I showed her the footprints and everything. So I said, I believe in this. I said, we're gonna go head out to the folk festival. That's where all the stuff started, coming up with the Bigfoots and stuff. I told her I was gonna go out there, but change of plans, and we started talking about, you know, the Bigfoots back here, what we seen, what had happened. And then she wasn't shy about it. She knew that I believed in it. I told her I showed her the pictures, and I told her I was going to show her video, and she said my my boyfriend and I, that they were sitting outside, and they saw the her boyfriend's truck is high. He said, like those monster trucks, the big, the lifted up trucks. I guess he has one of those. And she said they were, outside on the porch, and that thing was huge. She said it was bigger than it, that it was on the bed. She said that it was taller than the bed. When it was standing behind it, it was huge, dark and hairy, standing back there. And she said they were trying to figure out what that was, but she said it was big. And I asked her, do you hear dogs barking at night? Do you hear stuff at night? She said, yes, we do hear the dogs bark at night. And she said it did kind of slow down, but he showed me on her map, on her Google map, where she lived. It's like forests, like all around her. Just a
Mhm.
road goes to her house, and around her house is, cleared out, but the rest is all forest. And I asked her, I said, are you scared to stay home? She said, I used to, but I try not to think about it because her boyfriend works, I guess, out, out there somewhere, and he don't come home for about a month or two at a time. So she's there by herself, and she said she tries not to think about stuff like that or go outside and things like that.
Have you? Yeah, and it's really good to get in before dark. And really, one of the most dangerous times is right there at dusk. Um,
Yes,
so people, I mean, and by now it's so infested in the area you're in. They're there all times of day, but some times of day are a little worse than others. I'm gonna look in here and find the link to tracking and deterrence 101, and then if your friends are listening, maybe they'll click on that link or maybe you can share with them different ways that they can deter them from their house. They've got a little more freedom. I don't know if she can shoot or not, but out there, but it sounds like they should be able to. Um, if they can do it safely with neighbors and all that. Uh, like where you're
Well,
at, you don't really have a choice of some of the more drastic measures.
let's
Something
yes.
that they can do, like talk to her about the trash and um, the pets, bring those pets inside at night, or at the very least, make sure they've got a good, strong structure to be in, all that kind of stuff, not feeding the animals outside, not storing the dog food or livestock food outside, all that kind of stuff. Light it up well, cameras facing towards the house, cameras facing away from the house, making sure every bit of those windows are covered, even the mini blinds are not good enough because
Mm-hmm.
see through those little holes and gaps and people have mini blinds, but a lot of times they don't even realize which way they should turn the blinds, because one way, if you fall, you can still look right down into the room. Talk to her about pull downs and keeping the tree line around the house pushed back as far as she can. Just all those different kind of things. Maybe if it's trying to look in any of the windows, put a mirror in the window facing outwards. Um, Track traps, any of that kind of stuff, if you would. But I'll find this link and stick it in. We'll put that in the chat also.
Is she the one
Yes.
that said that you can come out anytime to look around?
No, she's I just barely started working with her like a couple days ago. The other one is the one in the Wally.
Okay, she's the
So
one that
yeah,
said.
she's the one that said you guys can come around and look around. Um, he
What'd
said
you
it's in the middle of nowhere. I said,
say?
no.
She said, B said, no, thank you.
No, thank you. That's like some people
But
saying, "There's a lot of activity here. We see Bigfoots out here. You want to go camping out
We
there?"
go
We're like,
camping, we're like,
"Nah, we're good.
we believe you.
hmm
We believe you."
yeah,
You can't prove anything anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's just like we were talking about. It's just some people don't really look around. Their surroundings. If you're aware, you'll see it. But if you're just too busy doing what you need to do from getting from point A to B to C
Yeah.
to D, and you're not focused on your surrounding, you don't see it. And people always say, I just don't understand why I don't see it, or why did they see it? Why do certain people see it? Because you don't aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And
And
people don't hear because they've got headphones on half the time, or
yes, and as natives, we were raised
pay
to be
attention.
one with nature, to be, know your surroundings, to know what you're doing all the time, know where your children are at, know where it's all of that. And my
Yeah.
dad used to tell us, don't go to a lot where there's a lot of people, there's going to be danger all around like that. You don't know, somebody's going to pop off a gun or anything like that. You don't need to be everywhere where everybody's at, and you would be aware of your surroundings. I always hear that growing up, and of course, as a teenager, I didn't really think about that. But now you get older, it's like, oh my God, I got to look at my surrounding, and
Yeah.
with my boys, Josh seeing it on his left side, like, he was beginning to be like, he's still aware of his surroundings, and just got to work on Kristen and her friend Hillary. They're the ones that went driving on Liddy Road and it was smelling. Remember, it was sniffing at them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Hillary and Kristen.
Okay. I think that's the ones that we were talking about, how they stopped on the bridge.
Yes, they stopped at a bridge and they stopped. They turned down everything and they were listening, and you could literally hear them sniffing, like really sniffing at them. and they started screaming, and Hillary was trying to put it in drive, and they were still screaming, and somehow she put it in drive and they took off.
Is that where we got the little coyote pup photo?
Yes, when the coyote ran in front of me.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's back there.
Yeah, and in front of us a little while later, or a little while before that, and then that's something else we talk about in the book, that they'll flush animals out to get people to stop and go out and try to get pictures or try to get cute little animals, and those are lures, those are traps.
Yes.
I'm putting that link in right now.
Okay. She's watching. She said she was going to be watching.
Good. Okay. So maybe she can look it down, but if not, it's on the Peculiar Path channel, and it's called Tracking and Deterrence 101, in under the playlist. And so the channel name is Peculiar Path with LeadTrackerE.
And we have Cam also, she's talking to people, and they're telling her stories. Some live in Zawali, and she said, Mom, people are telling me, they've seen it in Zawali. It's mostly in Zawali. And I said, oh, wow, like they're telling her everything. They believe in that. They've seen it. Their grandparents seen it. Their grandma, one's grandma lives by herself with an uncle that comes, back from work, and he's seen it with her husband, I guess back in the 70s. And she told Pam, oh yeah, I believe you because my husband and I seen it back here in Negrete. Negrete's like 10 minutes away from where we live, back there.
Uh-huh.
She said, oh, my husband and I seen it. It walked right in front of us.
Yeah. And we need to make people know when we're saying seen it just means seen one of them.
Yes.
Of the it's. There's so many, and the movies make you think there's just one. Stalking the entire state. There's just one, but there's that little coyote that kept crossing back and forth on that road,
Yeah, we went down it, and perfect trap. Someone would stop and try to pick that little thing up, and then we made a circle and did some other things, and we came right back to that same bridge. There it was again, and that's not normal. And also, there were some other bridges that we crossed, well, in different places, and they had little bunny rabbits on that bridge, and it was just to make people stop.
Yeah. The same reason that they'll steal, and they sure do collect those little terrier dogs, the little white and brown, white and black, the little spotted ones. They collect those. Yeah, like in this one, you can see the predator behind there. You see its face and the little dog that's in the forefront. Because those are perfect little lures. Those are bait for luring in good-hearted people or children. They also might use toys and things like that, or even with the adults, if they see that somebody has an affinity for stopping at every feather they see, they're going to begin to leave those feathers. Or something blue, people will say, oh, they're so attracted to blue. No, they're not. They're not attracted to blue. They know that people are attracted to blue. Blue for them stands out like a sore thumb. They're there to.
Or it comes from a grocery store.
Yeah. It's not that they're just fond of the color blue. This is a predator Bigfoot that was on the front porch of someone just a couple miles from us. Matter of fact, we need to go out there. We've been needing to go back out there for a long time. These are that next picture. Oh, that's which one's on. little ugly. Look at the teeth on that thing. It was small, but could tear you up, just like a cat can tear up a person. Um, so
And then this one.
yeah, the eye. This one's more canine.
This was outside a trailer that we were staying in while we was doing some observations, and come out and took a quick photo. And this thing was just sitting there in the dark, just waiting for us to come out. And
they are all predators. None of them are your friend. This one you can see the big schnoz on it, and
it's got a
the
monkey kind of face, and you can see
Yeah.
the claws between that tree where it V's.
That lower circle is the claws.
And this one is right behind the house, right?
This is a screenshot when we went out with Jose and Tanya, and it was video, and Jose had walked by. They took a different direction, and later looking at that film, this is just one still shot,
That head is.
but it had actually moved.
Yeah, that head is the size of Jose's back.
Hey, do we have the picture of the whistler in there?
Oh,
No.
I'm gonna. I don't think I have it either.
This is the one.
But it was actually like one that we've seen,
Yeah,
but not there. That, like when they say don't whistle in the woods, that's a picture in the Monster Spotters children's book, an illustration that we have in there that was done before that picture, called the Whistler. That's what we called it. And it looked almost identical to that thing.
And people are seeing the video here. You see the big one that's on the left of between the trees, but also on the right, there's a translucent one looking around that tree. You can see the hand on the tree and the two eyes. But there's a couple in there you just have to be able to see in between that. But that one's the clearest one, the one that's looking around the tree. Got his hand on there. It's also translucent. We just want to show a couple real fast if people's never seen these things. This one actually looks like it has Down syndrome. I think it's what it's called. And this one was actually found in Houston, in town. TrackerElla sent this one in. And this thing was huge too, and it had a huge face on it too. It was behind a scaffold where these people were building a house, and it was looking in her direction. And this is also a rendition from what's her name?
Sibelia Irwin.
Sibelia Irwin, and this is of the one that War Chief had actually hooked with a lure when he was fishing. And he turned around, and he was standing underneath the belly button of this thing and looking up at it as it growled at him.
And those eyes were as big as the bottom of Coke bottles.
And red. And
that was in the Broken Bow area.
Now, this is the first one that I had seen also up close. And it stopped. Well, there's actually two there. But it stopped and turned its back to me once it kind of noticed that I was looking in that direction. And this is from a binocular camera. And it was maybe about 50 yards from me. But I used the thermals and I could see things move. But I thought it was squirrels at that distance, but these things kept coming in. And the thermal started getting bigger. But you could look down and see the hand. It looks like it's wearing a black glove, a leather black glove. And then if your TVs are big enough that between that branch, you can see a side of the face. And if you can get in closer, you can see that the ear is pointed up like an elf ear. And then you can see the brow. But there's actually two there. One's a little smaller than the other one, but these are both good size. Now, this is a giant, and these are trees, and the legs of the giant it looks just like the trees as far as the height, and it's bent over, looking through a little break or clearing that's in that brush, but the legs, the feet are very long and very big. I'm gonna blow that face up a little bit. I'd really like to.
He means you'd literally like to blow it up.
And here is the face blowing up that's looking through that little break between. And this was from Night Stars on a farm that she was helping. And of course, we want to show this in the translucent stage as well. So some people, they're going to get that feeling or they're going to hear something. But this is the translucent look, and it looks like water, like we say, a watery haze look or a crystalline look. We look for those dark lines, we call them dark gray lines. And then we look for that watery haze look. Here's also another one that's in the trees. We was tracking with the TrackerElla.
In the book, it's translucent viewing. We teach you how to see that. It starts on page 111 in the first book, Predator Bigfoot.
And this one's face is kind of over those numbers, maybe half an inch up. But that's where the face is. And again, this is from Tracker K. She sent in as well. And one actually, whatever they eat, this one ate a lot of cats. And this is one that has the alligator face again. But yeah, what you're saying, and no matter what picture you take, it's
they're not all the same.
They're not all the same.
Will you show this?
Let me do a solo layout. Go ahead.
Show this one first.
Okay.
Photo.
Go ahead. Oh, okay.
So this is just to help for people that have trouble seeing it. No.
That's the actual photo. And
just to help you see, this is an illustration from Monster Spotters. And
we had a tracking dog that he's the one or she's the one that actually took us to that spot and gave hunched her shoulders and kind of looked down and then gave us, and then we took the picture and then we eased out of that place. I'll show that picture again one more. But yeah, they all don't look the same. We haven't found any twins.
Can we go back to the?
But that's also that it's with the offspring and the DNA. You're not going to find twins. You're not going to find anything exactly the same because it has a spider DNA and that's always moving. It's always rotating. So this one's going to come out with this DNA. This one's going to come out with this DNA. This one's going to come out with this DNA. This one's going to come out with this DNA in that spider sequence.
Binds them together like a.
And here's
Frankenstein's monster. Oh,
and here's the one we did a what's it called? Not a rendition, but a artwork or illustration of what we call the Whistler, and it's in the children's book also. But this is the one that was, just right here behind the house, basically. And here's the artwork from LeadTrackerE.
And they had nothing to do with each other. We got that. This is with teaching children and really anyone. And your parents probably told you never whistle in the woods, or especially at night, but we say at any time. I think this one. I'm done.
Yeah, we just wanted to show those photos because
we have some new people.
A lot of people will say, well, I've never seen one before, and we've got multiple photos of these things.
our trackers do.
Yeah, and most of these photos are sent in from trackers too.
Well, when it's, yeah,
We have a lot of our own, but
yeah.
we do like to show images from what the trackers have found. Let me show also this one right here. And this one is looking around a tree and hairless, but it's still a predator. It's still a Bigfoot predator. And the face is kind of, well, of course it's not going to be correct because it's not a human, it's not a man. But it has different DNA in it. But you can see that it's looking around the tree. And this was in Tennessee, I think,
Mm-hmm.
when it was tracking up that way. And they had 20-foot breaks, pull downs, very large creatures there.
And they may even look green, like the leaves around them.
Yeah, and especially
Yeah.
that translucent
Yeah,
look.
that's a good example.
And there's actually two here. One of them's got like a cat face, which is off to the right eye of the clear one. There's another one there. It's got like a cat or a dog face.
It's got that split on the muzzle, so you can see the nose. It's over on the left-hand side of the frame,
Let's
looking
see.
straight on.
That would be on your side.
And then
That would be on your side. Put your hand up.
okay, yeah, right there. You can see its face straight on. Hopefully y'all can see it. And then the other one is on Jerry's side.
Which is,
And that was at the World Series stickball. I don't know that we've ever. I take that back. I can think of 2 stickball fields that we haven't seen signs of predator Bigfoots and the blinds around them, because there's just a lot of action there. It draws attention. A lot of distracted people. And really, those 2 that we didn't see the blinds at is because there wasn't hardly any trees right around, or the trees were so far off that I wasn't allowed to go there and explore.
no, she wasn't. I can't watch her if I'm over here doing something else. I'm like, don't give her a second. Okay.
We'll catch up on.
So yeah, let's catch up on the comments and see if they have any questions for you. If that's okay, B.
That's fine.
Okay.
And then we'll let you share anything else that you may have forgotten or anything else you thought of. And after we catch up on these comments.
I seen. Oh, there it is.
Maria.
Maria Lopez.
Hi, Maria.
She's in the
Hola.
room.
She says, hi, Jerry and Ella.
Bernard.
Bernard says, greetings, trackers. How you doing, Bernard?
Okay. And
Appalachian says, that's a good picture. You can almost see the fingers. Is that a Tracker B photo?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
We're getting to it too late.
Okay.
There's the link for the tracking and deterrence video for anybody who wants to look at that. And it says Tracking and Deterrence 101 under the playlist on that Peculiar Path with LeadTrackerE page.
Look who's here.
Who's here? Deborah Mueller.
Deborah Mueller.
Good to see you. Was thinking about you yesterday. She says, frightening image with the puppy, isn't it? It's just awful.
It is, and they use them to lure kids, lure
Yeah.
people.
And even I didn't even think about it. The one you can't see it in the Bigfoot in the hoodie photo on the doorbell cam one, which that was screenshots. We had a whole bunch of them from video. But there's a little puppy just like that laying there with it beside it, and that poor little puppy looked so scared. And that puppy did not act right, not at all.
And it didn't
And
make it.
it did end up dying. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I was explaining to a person one time that they use those white puppies or those white mixed puppies, and she had told me that she said, you know, I seen a white puppy at my gate in the woods, and she lived on a wooded road, and she was going home and pick up some stuff, but she seen that white puppy out in the woods, and she said, you know, I was about to do exactly what you said that people do, was get out of the car and walk into the woods, and this is an isolated area, and go and see if she couldn't grab that puppy and bring it back. But she said, but I had to catch a plane, so I only had enough time to get to my house and get back, and so she didn't go off into the woods, but it was another lure.
And there was one behind Choctaw housing.
Yeah, sure was.
That was a huge blind. There's a video somewhere on this channel with that. Yes, evil mess out in our world says, is that overbuilt?
Mm-hmm. Tracker Lorna is saying hello to Tracker B and to Maria Lopez. Guess who's here?
Gray Beard, hey. Says, good evening, friends. Came in late, but good to see you all. Good to see you too, Gray Beard.
All right, Gray Beard. Remember, make sure you take, go ahead and put your week's notice, not your week's notice, your notice in for taking that week off so you can make it down this year. Tracker Laura saying hello to Bernard and to Deborah. Appalachian Mountain Man.
Says, I was talking about the photo with the large black mass-looking Bigfoot in the forest. Does Tracker B remember the distance the picture was taken from?
Let me see. I think I done took it off.
Is he talking about the one from Steve?
Yeah, that was with the trail cam. So whatever distance that is, as far as how clear that was. But he has them all over that place. He said the BSRO there, and they actually wet themselves and left.
Ran like scalded dogs.
Yeah. Deborah Mueller saying hi to Tracker Lorna and Cal L. MJ.
Says, thank you for sharing, Tracker B. Praying for you and your family's safety and protection. Thank you. Amen to that.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. Okay, so
yeah, we're so glad to hear from you, MJ.
Yeah, there was no questions, but everybody was just saying hi to you and letting you know that they're listening attentively to you.
Tracker B, anything else that you want to talk about or share? Or I know you've had a long day. You were tired 9 hours ago.
Oh God, yes. Well, I have a lot more, but we'll probably schedule that again, maybe a little bit later.
No problem.
Yes, and it's just everything that the Ella and Jerry talk about on here, it is true. The books and everything do have everything in it, and everything that you need to protect yourselves, your home, your animals, your surroundings, what to look for, how to, not get yourself into trouble out there in the woods. Their books are really good. I like the children's book that they have. We read it to our grandkids. They understand. I actually gave the books to Camry, and she's sharing it, among everybody in there.
Oh, nice.
And
Good.
They're passing it and passing it around. They actually have prayers in it, and they were surprised that it had like prayers in it when the ladies got him. And she was like, yeah, there are prayers in there. So they're passing it around in there and they're reading it and everything. And that's when they read it, they're like, oh yeah, that happened to me, at home. So she's actually have the books. I gave it to her, so she's passing it around.
Wow. Chills.
And then
Thank
it's
you
not
for
just, you're welcome. It's not just the Bigfoots. Also, they have the werewolves and all that stuff. The Rugaloo, they are around. Also, as what happened in Oklahoma.
yeah.
And I went to when I used to work in Mansfield. People used to talk about that the around there. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Did anybody really see it? And they said, yeah, we see it. We seen it. I seen one. So one day I went to go drop off some stuff at my brother-in-law's house. He lives way back in the woods. So my husband calls me, tells me, go, can you drop this stuff off, get some groceries for him and drop it off? I said, it's like 11:30. I said, I don't feel comfortable going back there by myself. He said, everything will be okay. Just get there. He'll come out, just give it to him, and then leave. So I figured, okay, well, you know what? I'm not getting out of the car, so I guess I'll be okay. So as I was driving down, I saw, like, in the distance, because I put my headlights on high beam, and I kid you not, there's something like looked like a weird dog, or it was walking and went right across the road, like the road. It had red eyes. It was big. It was tall. And my stomach, it had butterflies. Like, oh my God, what was that? And do I just go, or should I turn around? And I thought, I'm in a car. I'm just going to hurry up and go by there and then turn off and then give him his stuff that he needs. So I just took off. I started driving fast. Of course, then me being nosy, right when I went by where that thing went into the woods, I looked that way. And on high beam, you can see, the wood line. There was no trail. There was nothing like that where that thing went in. So then I thought to myself, oh Lord, it's So I hurry up and I told my brother-in-law, and he said, of course, they have answers to everything. And he says, oh, it was probably a hog. I'm like, I've never seen a hog that tall. I said it was taller than it was. It had red eyes. Oh, it was probably a hog. You're just seeing things.
He
You
needs
tell
to
me,
believe that.
I know what I saw.
He's hoping it was just a hog.
Yes, and then he sleeps with his trailer door open.
Oh
My
Lord.
husband said. I said, you better lock those doors. That thing gonna come in with you. I said, oh ho 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 ho. It's like, oh my God. I said. So then, as I was coming back this way, I looked that way again. It's still dark, and I took off. So by the time I got to the road, I called my husband and I said, you better tell him to lock those doors because I saw something back here. And don't tell me after work not to don't say, oh, my brother needs this. I ain't going over there. I'm not going over there after work again. I said, there's something in those woods. I'm not going back there again. So
Yeah.
his brother says, can you tell your wife to drop me off some stuff? No, I'm not going back there. He can get it himself in the morning.
Yeah.
So that Rugaloo, it does exist, I guess, in Mansfield. I seen it myself.
Yeah.
After that, I don't go back there no more.
Was it on 2 feet or 4 at that time?
It was on 2. I mean, it literally, like, it was
A hog on
strolling across.
2 feet.
Huh?
A hog on 2 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I was thinking to myself, I know the hog ain't that tall. It was tall. It was because the eyes were like way up high when the high beam hit it.
Yeah.
And it was just waltzed across. It didn't run. Just went boom, 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 and it went into the dark. I was like, wow, what was that? Oh, I got butterflies in my stomach. I got scared. Like, after
Good.
that, I never went down that way at night after 11.
Good. And
And I
now your
talked,
hours change, so, and yeah.
yeah, and I talked to people that lived around there, and they said there is people been talking about that animal around there, been for many years. They said,
Yeah.
and how did you see it? They told me. I said I wasn't asking to see it; it just came right in front of me, out in front of me. I said
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know why.
And it's not just one. And then
Mm-mm.
they'll act like the one from 1902 is still the one that's out there today that they're seeing. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and I believe they live to they have a long life because
Li-
my grandma's friend once told us there's a silver one, there's a one that's all white, there's a red one, there's a black one, and she was
Oh,
naming
you're
the
cutting in
colors
and
in
out.
Navajo. Oh, he was naming the
Yeah.
colors, the Bigfoot colors in Navajo. So of course, I was still learning. So I asked my mom, and she said she's saying black, gray, light brown, dark brown, and there was a white one. It's a grandpa or grandma, and it's an elderly. He told my grandma, and it was walking really slow. Like an elderly, and
Uh,
that there's a bunch of little monkeys over there. They're not little. The monkeys are back there drinking water. So keep your
they're not little
grandkids next to the
monkeys.
vehicle.
Yeah. They're not monkeys either.
Mm-mm.
They,
But
they come
and
in every color, just like dogs come in every color. You know.
and I guess in back then, this was back in the 80s, and they didn't. The grandmas, they're like 60, 70 years old, and they don't know you know how to describe it or what it was. So they were just saying it was monkeys.
Yeah.
So I thought, like a chimp or something, I thought, oh, they're just probably making it up because I didn't really understand. But
Right.
right now, when we all started to see these things, in the forest, when I first came down, we'd start to know about Bigfoot and stuff. And I thought this was probably what
Yeah.
they were trying to describe from way back then, back in the 80s. And
Right.
my grandma passed away a very long time ago. She used to say, "Don't run outside. Those those monkeys, those maitso, which means monsters. They come out at night. You don't whistle at night. Don't go outside. Go whistling at night. They come and they
Yeah.
take you." And
Yeah.
I was always wondering if she was just making it up or she's scaring us. But now, they knew about them way back then
Yeah.
around where we live, and it's just it's just so amazing now that my children, when they were younger, I would talk to them about that, and my son experienced that with their uncle up in the mountains when it grabbed their legs.
Yeah.
My brother got dragged out from a tent by one of them, and my sister-in-law's sister was almost taken by one when it got her by the neck, and it tore her shirt all the way down her back, and she just ran straight into that
Lake.
lake.
Yeah.
hmm and they are very dangerous, very dangerous. They think, oh, you know what, I'm gonna feed them. Oh,
Right.
they're friendly, they're our pet, they're gonna be pets. Oh, they're our friends. No, they're not.
And teaching
Especially,
little children to call them, and it's sickening.
yes, and hooting and hollering and whistling, and oh no. Oh no, that's just asking for, and leaving them food. You don't
Absolutely.
leave them food because they're gonna be coming around. I don't leave them food or nothing, but they come around, and I'm thinking it's for my
Yeah.
grandchildren.
Yeah.
Like they hear babies crying.
Yep.
Little kids are outside playing on the trampoline in the daytime,
Yep.
and now they come to my door like they have fingerprints, and now there's footprints again outside. My door. They pull on the air conditioner by on where the Wayne side of the bed, and
They do that to a
it's,
lot.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's just time to move. I told Dwayne, I said we're definitely really looking right now like trying to, if when we go to the realtors, they're like, oh, we have a 2-bedroom, but that's the only, that it's a 2-bedroom. You and your daughter and your 2 girls, you guys can't fit in there. We don't allow pets. We can't take Phoenix with us or my cat. So that's what kind of holds us up too, because pets are your family also, and I'm not gonna leave them.
Yeah.
So that's why we're trying to find something where it's big. I said I'm not going no move by no lake too. I said because those things swim in the lake, and the girls heard the Bigfoot swimming in there in that lake, growling and grunting at them.
Yeah.
And there's not where I think there's nowhere safe in the country, in the forest area.
Yeah.
Even the
Well,
cities, they go in there.
at least you can shoot in the country if you have to.
Yeah, here it's country around us, but
Neighbor-
there's
Yeah.
elderly around us.
Yeah.
But other than that, we just go to work and come back and watch our surroundings. And now we have a big old light in the back of the house, 2 of them, and then
Oh,
there's
good.
we put in a different light on my porch, the brightest one. So hopefully they won't come near the steps or the porch after the big old light that comes on.
And now almost every single member of your family has had a personal experience, so none of them should be saying, "Oh, I didn't know," because they've each one
And the
almost
books have the
been
children.
almost been caught. Yeah.
Exactly. My brothers used to warn us about it because my brother Junior, he saw one. He looked right in its eye, and he said, "I've been having all these weird dreams." He said, "I don't know if they're dreams. I don't know if they're real." He said, "I feel like I'm walking in the forest, wandering around for no reason." And he said, my head's not I'm not thinking right. There's something wrong. I feel like it's following me. When we moved back to Dad's, he said that thing automatically day later was standing behind our house. He said he didn't want to be living next to my parents. He went straight into town. They live in town now. And he said once in a while I still feel like I'm wandering around in a forest or wandering around like a wanderer. He said,
If he
and
ever
then my
wants to do prayers with us, we will, and it doesn't have to be online. We can just do a phone call with him, or to help him. He's got PTSD too. Besides, it sounds like an attachment, and just make
that's
sure
what
he knows that offer's
that
there.
That's what my cousin was telling him. You don't ever look into its eyes. You never look into its eyes. It's gonna become attached to you, and we're gonna do something for you. But I don't think it hasn't happened yet because he's still telling me that that happens to him. And he
Yeah.
told me, don't go live behind Dad's house. That house, it goes to that house. Sure enough, I didn't believe him. So Dwayne and I and the kids, we moved into that house, and sure enough, we were sleeping and the window was open, and the electric, we had to put it in our name, so we had to wait a couple of days. So we had the extension cord running from my mom's house to our house. It was plugged into the TV. That thing just the arm came. Dwayne said that he saw that hairy arm come in through the window and grab anything and pour out the extension cord. The TV almost fell off of the dresser. He said, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" I said, "No, I didn't see it, but I heard the TV." We got all scared. Dwayne jumped up and slammed that window. So we tried calling my parents next door. In the morning, they woke up and we told them what had happened. And then I told my brother Junior, and he said, "I told you guys not to stay over there. That thing's over there. It tries to push the door open and was standing behind the house. I think it followed me down from the mountain after I looked in its eyes," he said.
There's a
So,
lot, just that one.
so we moved out. I got scared after that, and I never went back to my parents. My dad said he's seen it walk by his window. He has 2 shotguns, and I think he has a 30 out 6 and something else. And him and my brother go out there He said he went out there one night to go start his truck, and he said it was standing by the hogan. He said it was looking at me. He said I pretend I didn't see it. I just like pretend I forgot something. He said I just turned back around and went back in the house and locked my door. He said,
Good.
I believe you. He said I seen it. It's tall and big. It's bigger than your brother's. He has a 1989 Jimmy that broke down. So he said it was standing right in front of it. He said it was bigger than the hogan. He said, I believe you now. I seen it for myself. It's around. He said, I hear it screaming and yelling outside when my window's a little bit open. He said, I can hear it. And all we do is shoot off our shotguns and it stops. But then later on, it starts yelling again.
Yeah.
And I told him, you guys need to put lights and stuff around the house. And he said that's how we live down here. So it's just my parents and my two brothers that live there. That's about it. The rest of us moved out, and I live out here. My brothers live in different states.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also got to get away from trying to make it sound like it's one. You know, saying it's around here instead of saying they're around here. Or
Yeah.
Yes.
all things are around here.
Yeah.
See, that's what I told my dad. I said maybe it's that baby. The baby is the one that got hit. Down on 491. The one that my best friend's brother hit. And they said that the wife said that it had it looked like a human foot, but it was a weird color at the bottom of its feet, and the hands were like humans, but it had nails, and she saw the bottom of its hand because it was just laying there like down in the arroyo, and the legs were sticking out on the side of the road. They called the police, and the officers were going to head that way. They saw it and they turned around. So they called, I guess, the rangers and animal control. They were wondering why they call animal control because she thought it was a human that her spouse had hit. And to the last time I spoke to her, she said the insurance, the police is not going to release they haven't released even the police report because we paid off the car and it's still damaged, she said. So that's been like a very long 1997, I believe.
And without the report, they can't get the insurance.
Yes, and then it was in the Independent. It said the skinwalker got hit or something like that, but he said it wasn't a skinwalker. He said, I believe it was a Bigfoot because why would the rangers come and, animal control?
Yeah.
So they put that thing in back of a truck and they took it, and no police report, she said.
Yeah. And this is why I get so irritated when people come into groups and make posts and say, not one body, not one bit of evidence. And, because they're collecting it, they're covering it.
This one.
They're using the people who have seen the bodies.
And she said it was just laying there. It was all hairy, and it was a weird color on the bottom foot and the hand. It was laying on its belly, and they were told not to go near it. And she was wondering why the ambulance didn't show up, stuff like that. Right. But it was animal control, and the Navajo Rangers came and they took it.
Yeah.
And and my dad was telling me the next couple of days after that thing that haulers was hollering around up in the arroyo, up and down, all the way back up to the mountain, all the way back down, all the way down towards Coyote Canyon, he said.
Looking for it.
And yeah, he said, I bet you that baby, they was looking for its baby, he said. So, I don't know. He said that thing, it just still walks by the house. So it's crazy. It's probably that's what we told him. It's probably not just one. I said it's probably several. Chad's seen one. It was big, and he said it was chasing a cow around there in the early hours. and he drew it. He was in 7th grade, I believe, at the time, and he drew it. And I said, "Draw it for me. What did you see? What was chasing around the cow?" I said, and he drew it, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I said, "It looks like Bigfoot." I said, "It looked like Bigfoot." And then he said, "I think that's what it was." He said it was all hairy and it was just staring at the cow first. All of a sudden, it started running at it, he said.
And
And I
people,
ran back in to tell my uncles. And by the time we all came back out, that thing was gone, Mom, he said. So I still have that picture somewhere in my important papers when he
yeah,
drew that. I can take a picture of it and send it to you guys. And when I find it, it's somewhere in here in my bag.
hey, when you move, you might find it. And people need to understand they can pop the head off of bulls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that thing was big and it was chasing it, he said.
Yeah.
Yes, and now I said, "Do you remember drawing that picture?" He said, "Yeah, Mom, I saw it. I saw it. It kind of scared me," he said. That's when I ran in to tell my uncles, and they all came out and it was gone. I said, "They're fast. They're
Well,
fast."
we will read the last couple messages,
Okay.
Tracker, and then we'll go ahead and let you go. I know it's really been a long day for you, and sure do
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you coming on short
Yeah,
notice.
sure
We
do.
won't be able to have a watching Wednesday this week, and so this will give. And people are always asking about Tracker B. If we have an update Tracker B, so we sure appreciate you. This will give somebody to watch, give everyone something to listen to this week.
Okay.
The what is that? We got a heart from Overbuilt Automotive. We've got Ivy Ramirez. How you doing, Ivy? She says, "Thank you for the live. You are so welcome. Thank you for being here." Emily says, "Heavens to Murgatroyd." Zeeford, "I hate those predator Bigfoots to pieces." Yes, I know I did a terrible job on that impression. War Chief says, "Hallie Toe to Ivy." War Chief says, "I had PTSD 49 years from looking into the eyes of Bigfoot. Jerry helped me get rid of the night terrors."
Yeah, the left eye or the right eye. It's actually the right eye. But anyway, when you look into eyes, you can capture or you can connect. And even with a child with what's it when they're
Autism.
autism or they're real hyper, if you look into their right eye, um, they'll stop and they'll focus because now they got something to focus. So many people just talk to kids like this, but when you look into their eyes, it'll connect with them, and you'll see that, especially with autism, that kid will start looking directly at you or right at your eye because they know that you're
Focus it on
you're
it.
focused on on them, not just talking and moving your head. You're paying attention to them, but it is a way to connect. And yeah, we went with the war chief where he had his encounter, and we left it all with God. Had prayers there. Um, like with Native people, you have to go back and change. If it was a bad thing that happened in that one place, you have to go back to that same place and put good energy there, and to get rid of that negative energy, and also to say your prayers and give it away to the Creator um, to take it from us.
So that's what we
Yeah.
did with War Chief. We went back to um, Broken Bow, where he had that experience, to the same exact spot, and had prayers there. Not been bothered ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Tracker Lorna says, "God bless everyone and have a good night." And she says, "Thank you, Tracker B." Tracker Lorna says, "Hey, Graybeard." And Lamont Cherie says, "Thank you, B. I enjoyed listening to you." Tracker Lorna says, hi, Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
Says, thank you, Tracker B, and he gives you love and prayers and strength.
Oh, thank you.
And Kay says, thank you, Tracker B. Good rest and God bless. And
bless with a heart.
Yeah. And so that's all the messages. Is there anything else that you want to say before we say our closing prayer?
Well, I'd just like to thank everyone for your prayers and just praying for my family and I. You know, we've been going through a lot and so much, and this to be happening also in it's just a lot of stress and, you know, a lot of depression and stuff like that. But every day we struggle through it and we make it through. You know, just like Cam says, you know, you get knocked down, you just get back up, mom, dust yourself off and keep doing that because God is listening.
Yeah.
And she sends you her love, all three of you and everyone that's praying for her also there with the trackers. And she wanted to listen, you know, to the stream and everything, but you know, phones are off. So, but she did tell me to let you guys know that she loves you and to thank all of you for your prayers and that she's okay.
We love her too.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see her soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracker.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sis.
And you can call it anytime.
Yeah, you know this.
And you know that, but
when you get tell more or get some things built up, because you know they'll happen, then just let us know.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and pray.
Okay.
Father, lift Tracker B and her entire family to you. We just thank you. They're such a blessing in our life. We love them so much. We're so very proud of them for just being strong and for turning to you in faith. Extra special prayers for Cam. Lord, we're so proud of her for sharing her faith everywhere that she goes, everywhere that she is, and she's been doing it for a while. We're so proud of that. We're so proud of her. Keep everyone safe. Thank you for our viewers. Thank you for our trackers. Father, you're just such a good Father. And we know that you've got all of us. We know that you put this information out here for all of us so that we know how to fight back against the enemy. One thing we didn't really talk about tonight is how important the prayer is in keeping on that full armor of God and keeping these things away. We know that you offer your children extra special protection, Lord. We thank you for that. Thank you for the warnings. Thank you for the protection. Thank you for the provision. We love you so much, Father. Thank you for your Son in his name, Yeshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We just ask for all these things and we thank you for all these things. Amen.
Amen.
Get some rest.
Yeah.
I will.
And we'll talk to you again very soon.
Good night.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
And everyone who's at your home. All right.
Good night to everyone. Thank you. so we're on our way in a snowstorm to go try to find someone that's lost in the woods. Y'all say a prayer.
Footsteps walking when I do, I hear the sound, but see nothing as I look around. I see many eyes shining, following everywhere I go. Every time I look in the dark, they're looking at me. A foul smell in the air as people walk around without a care. Shadows in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to look, there is nothing there. A blur passes by, but what do I see? Only that who calls my name from the forest, the same as my father do. My hair stands up on the back of my neck, I feel sick and dizzy now, disoriented, spinning around. A large wolf on 2 feet follows me, lurking and smirking from tree to tree, whistling for me to look as the clawed hand waves. My body tries to tremble, but I'm staying brave. Something sways back and forth, I look away. I remember my mother always told me that when I hear and see this in the woods or around town, I am to sound the alarm, but let others know predator bigfoots are hunting, and I should go and let her know. My father knows what to do as he calls to other men too. Mothers find their children and let them know to stay close. Stay in the house and pull the shades down. Hold your breath and don't make a sound. On from the teaser before the predator bigfoots are back and hungry for more. Man and woman form lines to clear the land. The brushes beat as townspeople walk from the street to the wood line, moving slow into the woods now, making no sound as a gifting tree is found. Food and children's items with sales and flowers too. Why would someone do this to our town? Putting us all in danger. The shoes of a stranger are seen. Someone has been feeding predator bigfoots near our family's home. Trees bowed and pulled down, sharpened spikes placed in the ground as the forest goes quiet. Not a bird, cricket, or frog. The trees are still, the forest has a chill. Weapons now ready as all know the sign that predator bigfoots are around. Now it's a trap as he slaps on a tree. A whoop over there and a breath next to me. Now whoops everywhere behind every tree. A raven's call, but that's not all. Coyote sounds, how his broken branches are heard. A baby's cry, I hear a hoot, and an owl flies by a call for help. Then the sound of a scream, like a dream will come to the reality of now. Predator bigfoots all around. They didn't make a sound till now. We all know, put the side at his head to slow their charge. People run from fear as others stand clear, calm in their aim as the ground is now stained. The forest now quiet as only few walk away. Now we look for the predators are down.